This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, and the incidents they find themselves in are all the products of the author's imagination. Any resemblance to persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. For Carrie Lynn. Mississippi Moon, Sleep Swimming. Even today, people wonder how a place enthralled with the glory of heaven, in the Bible Belt no less, could have been so dedicated to oppression and death. Some said the heat revealed the true identity of Mississippi. Some said the white hood and robe and the glow of a burning cross did it. The preacher said the only thing missing was a pitchfork. Oh, but they had those two. The author. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is Abel your brother?" And he said, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" And he said, "What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying to me from the ground. Now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand." The book of Genesis 4:9-11. One. Tyrell always ran fast. The Cyclops, by order of the dragon, wanted him. He's hungry. That is, the dragon's hungry. The sun hides behind hill and tree. Glowing against the orange sky, tall pines leaning slightly on account of some hurricane are blanketed in silver clouds. Could be clouds, could be gun smoke, or maybe Mississippi burning. Or smoke rising from the burning flesh of children right about then, wishing they'd never been born in such a God-forsaken place. Whatever it was, it hid the early Mississippi moon. Tyrell running, murderous men with bloodhounds hunting him, just about as good, if not better, than they'd track anything else. Night arrives. The vast sea of trees and tangled kudzu thicken. On the run, all 'cause of some white man's daughter who'd taken a liking to him. White dogs and a white woman in a white man's building making white paper. The darkness grew thicker. Hunted like a wild animal by white men. Tyrell understood this might be his last night alive. Promoted to head labor supervisor at Eubanks Paper Mill in Poplarville, he's a handsome man, about 6'3", high cheekbones with a square jaw. He always keeps himself looking sharp, with button-up shirts, slacks, and a lacquered straw hat. At Eubanks Paper Mill, the foremen are all white, and they all kinda like him. And from their point of view, as someone said, "There's only one thing really wrong with Tyrell Jones. He's a hard worker, and he keeps to himself." Then through teeth in a guttural growl, "But he's a nigger, plain and simple." And someone spitting, "He'll get lazy if he's promoted. They all do." They promoted him all right. Extra hours on Saturday, 15 men to supervise with only 3 cents extra per hour. The foreman snapping, "And that's only if you meet your weekly quota." Despite what they all believed, he never stopped working hard. He kept his men on task, hitting every goal. He held to a simple philosophy: work hard, do your job well, and you'll never call any attention to yourself. Yet, he called more attention to himself than he could have ever imagined. When he came home and announced the promotion, a person would have thought oppression had ended for every black man, woman, and child in Mississippi. He told his little boy and girl they were getting new shoes, and maybe a new baseball glove or a doll. And his wife, well, now maybe you can get that dress you've been eyeing in that window downtown. Holding her in his arms, they kiss. Pulling back, she says, "I'm so proud of you." They were all happy for him, except his wife's daddy. Sitting in his chair, shaking his head, tobacco pipe in one hand and rubbing his chin with the other. They called him Grandpa or Old Man when he was ornery. Tyrell, facing Grandpa's scowl with the conviction of guilty compromise and swollen pride, he says, "Come on, you ain't happy for me, old man?" Grandpa, skin a silvery black, lips the color of coal pulled tight over parchmented eyes and teeth, jaw sunken, voice very old and raspy, the relic speaks. "What I've been telling you all these years. Any attention is bad attention." Grandpa says on like own. "Now every eye's gonna be on you." The clinking of spoon and knife in the kitchen stop. Cora listens. With every word from Tyrell, Cora feels the fear pushing the old man. More than half-death, they'd always accuse him of yelling 'cause he couldn't hear to save his life. But Cora knows, not tonight. Tyrell, glancing at the floor, wondering if he should say anything, realizing Cora hears, says, "I'll keep to myself and make sure I get my work done." The disruption is stark against the silence, sliced just moments ago, and now it's as if the world shifts, everything turning upside down, and nothing can stop what is coming. The old man, in what appears to be pure disgust with his son-in-law, is holding his pipe and jabbing it in the air at Tyrell. Ash and the gray cracking hands, shaking, look almost white, holding a black coal of a pipe. He ain't even lit it yet. "Ain't nothing you can do to keep to yourself now, boy." Indignant, Tyrell spoke as he turned to leave. "You'll see, Grandpa. You'll see." Tyrell's been running for about 8 hours. Every plant and every tree grab at him to capture him. Limbs slapping at his face, whipping and tearing at him, stinging, thorns sticking to his flesh, ripping, slashing him. Running faster, ducking here, crawling there, running, never stopping. "In the morning, keep the sun on your left, and in the evening, keep it on your right." That's what Grandpa told him before he left this morning. Seems so long ago. His heart pounding. Then it hits him. I can never go back. The barking grows louder, closer. 2 days earlier, filling out his men's timesheets, he sat in the foreman's trailer at a table near the door. It opens, slow and soft, moans, then closes. All at once, the air conspires with fate, and a voice slides from the ether. Smooth with the sultry drawl of Southern money, it speaks. "Hello, Tyrell." Looking up, Sue Eubanks, the owner's daughter, is standing over him. Blonde, shoulder-length curled hair, black velvet dress, lily-white skin, almost translucent, and with red lipstick. Nervousness whispers to inferiority. My God, she's white as paper. He understands to speak is to set everything in motion. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. He speaks. "Miss Eubanks?" "Daddy isn't around, so..." She walks slow, letting her fingers caress the chair backs, making her way to Tyrell. I thought I'd come by and do a little checking." He continues with the paperwork. Learning to read and write in Sunday school at 14, the older men said, "Learn your letters and end up in the ground." Grandpa warned him, "The kind of nigger they afraid of most is a smart nigger. You better watch who you do that in front of." Then, speaking as if to a child, she says, "I didn't know you could write, Tyrell." Insulted, he doesn't say a word. Then it happens. Walking behind him, hand on his collar, tracing his shoulders over his neck, he felt a soft sleeve grabbing and catching his rough skin, tugging. He wanted to get up and leave, to run, but only 19. She'll be running the plant at 25. Everything will be hers. "You know I've seen you working down in the yard." Once, when the men were gathered in a group working, Sue Eubanks just walked right through them, her dress tight, hips just a-swaying. When she entered the office and that door closed, the comments started. From the white foreman to the black Negro laborer, heads began shaking. "Damn, that girl's fine," and "I'll work for free, she keep doing that," and "My God!" A laborer fakes being faint, grabbing at his chest. "Tyrell, I can't work no more." Tyrell, not even glancing at the woman, never breaking stride, in a flash, with his right hand, he has the man by the chin and jaw, palm near the neck. "Shut your damn mouth, boy." Bringing the man's face close to his, he says, "You want to get us all killed?" "No, sir." "Gotta focus. Put it out of your mind." A log lay over the creek. He crosses it. "The more time you spend in the water, the less them dogs will track you." Once on the other side, he squats near a tree, listening, pausing to think, to breathe. His knees, the pain. My God, the pain. Was the decision to leave the wrong one? Pulling some bread from his bag, he eats it. Then, dashing all hope, he remembers Grandpa saying, "You can't stop until you get to Slidell." He starts to run again. Behind him, barking dogs, closer, splashing through water. His thoughts return to Sue Eubanks, bending close to his ear, with her breasts touching his shoulder. 19 years of getting anything and everything she wants. Speaks. "I hear what those boys say about me." Pretending to write, the scent of her lipstick pulls his face toward her. Close to his ear, she says, "You know what else I hear? I hear you setting them straight and coming to my defense. Ain't nothing turns a girl on more than that, Tyrell Jones." He stops writing. She moves so he can see her. Pushing his chair back, he stands. Hand to her chest, she pants, anticipating. Moving for the door, he says, "Miss Eubanks, I gotta get back to work." "What you need to get back to? I can't wait." She steps in his path. "There ain't nobody here, Tyrell." She puts a white hand on his chest. Then, as if given to him in a vision, he sees, he knows today is his last day. Right now, everything for everybody is over. His hand swallows her wrist with fingers so big and so black against her white as paper skin. She pants, like handling Cora's fancy dishes. He moves her hand and puts it at her side. Then, "I best be getting home." Right there, before his eyes, this creature transforms. Ecstasy to shock, then anger to rage. Shutting the door behind him, he takes a few steps, then starts running for home. Sue watches from the window, eyes burning. Get in the water. He keeps telling himself that. He'd need to keep his clothes dry, especially his shoes. He had heard stories about how wet clothes chafe your skin. Wet shoes can make your feet raw and bleed. The macerated skin will just rub off. But he needed to get in that water. He runs. The dogs run faster, chasing. In the distance, the voices closer, echoing through the trees. Come on, boy, get that nigger. And that's a good boy. Get him, get him. Move it, move it. Did you call the deputy before we left? Sure did. He'll be waiting for us. They're closing in. When he arrived home on Saturday, he looked worried. Cora asks, "Baby, you all right?" Eyes meeting Grandpa's. "Yeah, everything's fine," he lies. "I need to lay down. Staying clear of the old man all day and all evening is not easy." Sunday came and they went to church. After, while eating lunch, he avoids the old man's eyes. He knows. Tyrell's shame overtakes the pride of his promotion. Shame. What I gotta be shamed of? Sue's eyes looking down at him. Always looking down. Cora speaks. "I made your favorite pie today." "Not today, honey. Not today." Standing and dropping his napkin, he goes outside. From the living room window, Cora and Grandpa watch Tyrell standing under the oak tree. Cora reaches for the old man's hand. "Something's wrong, Daddy." "In the evening, keep the sun on your right." "It's getting dark, Grandpa." The barking grows louder. When Monday came, his head pounded. Arriving at work, usually there'd be the regular horseplay and ball playing before the whistle blew. But not today. A white laborer teases one of his men. "I'm gonna sick the Klan on you." Tyrell tenses. Something is happening. A foreman exits the trailer and walks briskly toward him. In the distance, behind the foreman, the door opens. A man is there watching. To the man's right, from a window, Sue Eubanks scowls. The foreman, walking nearer to Tyrell, does not stop and does not look at him. Eyes glazed, he says, "You need to run."